Yo, what is up, everybody? Almost Evil 33 is here again, and today I got another Battlefield 3 gameplay commentary for you guys. Today I'm playing some TDM on Strike at Karkin, and you're probably wondering, Almost Evil's uploading TDM? What is this madness? Well, actually I am, because this is a really exciting matchup here. Both teams are having a good time, it was action-packed, and this, I feel, is how every single TDM game should be played. Everybody's just running around, doing their thing, having a good time, getting some kills. It was a pretty close match, so hopefully you guys will enjoy the background footage here. Now also, I'm using the PDWR with absolutely nothing attached. Why am I doing that? That's crazy talk. Why would I not use a gun that I have everything unlocked for, like the M16? Well, because I'm trying out new weapons here. And this is just a round that I happen to be trying out the PDWR for the first time ever. And I just wanted to kind of bring that point home with you guys. You know, try out new weapons once in a while. A lot of weapons don't get the time of day that they deserve. There's some guns that really have a lot to offer in this game. Almost every gun does. Given some are really bad, but there's some that are actually good and nobody really thinks about them or even uses them. So I suggest to you guys, try out some different guns. Don't just use the M16A3 all the time. Don't be a conformist. Be a non-conformist. Be your own person. I know this sounds like really cheesy motivation, but you know what? Just seriously, try out some new weapons in this game, because it could be a lot of fun. I've been having fun trying out some different guns. I enjoyed using this one for a while. I used this gun for a couple matches. I enjoyed it. Doesn't really seem to be anything more than a generic PDW to me, but it was a lot of fun to use. It was interesting using it for a couple matches. So I suggest you guys do the same. Try out some different weapons. So I have some tips for you guys to try out new guns and to figure out whether or not you like a gun in the fastest time possible. So, two things you're going to want to look at and think about when you're choosing a new weapon or trying out a new gun. Number one, the weapon statistics. You really need to take statistics into effect sometimes because there really are some guns that are superior and inferior to others. So you kind of need to take that into effect when you're choosing a weapon. Number two, this is the more important one in my opinion. Does it feel good when you're using it? Does it feel good in your hands? Do you enjoy using it? This is really important because if there's a gun that you don't like the sound of it or the look of it, or maybe it just doesn't feel right in your hands, it feels boring, you don't enjoy using it, then don't use it because you're kind of just pulling teeth doing that. And video games, and especially Battlefield 3, they're about having fun, not just, you know, being statistically superior. I mean, that's boring. Be your own person, have some fun with it. So that's why that's the more important point to me. But I'm going to start with statistics here. So, the first thing I look at when I look at statistics is the recoil. If the gun has really high recoil, I'm going to throw it out right away. And when I say high recoil, I mean this recoil is like unmanageable, and it's really annoying. For example, the FAMAS post-patch. Pre-patch, it was a great weapon, easy to handle with the foregrip, holographic sight, and suppressor. Thing had like no recoil, really fast fire rate, destroyed everybody. However, post-patch, this thing's recoil is almost unmanageable. I've tried to use it before, and it's not fun. The recoil is just crazy, so I threw it out right there. Goodbye, not using it. The second thing I look for is hit detection. Does the gun fire ghost bullets? I have one gun that I know does. Post-patch, the MG36 for me on console. My god, that thing fires ghost rounds, I swear. Sometimes the hit detection's spot on, but other times, maybe about half the time, I feel like I'm not hitting anybody with my bullets. Like literally, I'm hitting them with the bullets, but there's no hit markers. It's as if the enemy has no hitboxes on them or something. So, if you feel like your gun's firing ghost bullets, don't use it. Just going to lead to frustrating moments and just, you're not going to want to do that. So make sure your gun actually hits the enemy. So that's why I threw out the MG36 right there, not using it, goodbye. So the next thing you're going to want to look at is damage and fire rate. Now usually these two run hand in hand. If a gun has low damage, then it usually has a high fire rate, and if it has high damage, it's a low fire rate. So kind of find what works for you. I mean, I love guns that have a low fire rate and high damage, so the L85A2 is one of my favorite rifles in this game. So that's just my personal preference, but at the same time, I also like PDWs, which have high fire rates and low damage, so it really depends on the situation, but choose a gun that works for you. And do your research beforehand. Don't just kind of jump into a gun not even knowing what to expect. Maybe you're going to want to check out some stats online. There are plenty of guys on YouTube who go over that kind of a thing, so do some research before you just pick up a new weapon. So that's pretty much all for statistics. Now we're going to move on to does it feel good and do you enjoy it? Okay, so when you're debating whether you actually are enjoying using a gun or not, think of it this way. Although statistics may lead to enjoyment because there are a lot of people who use the M16 solely because it has statistics that are usually better than other guns in the game, And they're usually like, oh, well, if it's better than other guns in the game, then that means I enjoy using it. Well, okay. But there are some guns in the game that just don't feel right and don't look good to you and don't sound good. An example for me would be the FAMAS. Pre-patch, I never even used it. I used it a little bit. I might have got like a 200 kills with it or something. But the reason I didn't use it all that much, even though it was completely overpowered, and, well, I don't even know if it was overpowered, but it was quite powerful and really good. The reason I didn't use it was because I hated how it looked. I thought it looked like a piece of crap. And then the KH-2002, which was pretty bad pre-patch because there was a jamming problem, I used that because I loved how it looked, I loved how it sounded, and I loved the burst fire aspect to it. Thought it was a lot of fun to use, and it was a good switch up for me because I never really liked burst fire weapons, and that guy just got turned on in the gameplay. Sorry about that. Back on topic now. Anyway, yeah, that's why I didn't use the FAMAS pre-patch, because I just hated how it looked. It looked terrible in the game. The KH-2002 looked cooler, sounded cooler, and just felt better in my hands. So that's what I used back then as my main assault rifle. And, you know, it still is one of my main assault rifles. So try out different guns. See which one feels best to you. Don't just judge it based on statistics, because if you do, you're going to be one of those people using the M16 and nothing else, and that makes you a boring person. So try out some new guns. Really, I recommend it. So that pretty much does it for this commentary. It gets pretty heated here in the gameplay towards the end, actually. I end up getting like a 4-piece right at the end. It was great. And my buddy Vanished, who's my Project PTFO partner, ended up getting a ton of suppression assists during that little portion of the gameplay too. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this gameplay commentary. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up on the video. And other than that, I'll talk to you guys later and in the comments of this video. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace!